Introduction. Hello and welcome to this video on happiness. Happiness is something we all strive for, but it can often seem elusive. In this video, we'll explore what happiness is, what factors contribute to it, and how we can cultivate more of it in our lives. So, sit back, relax, and let's dive into the wonderful world of happiness. Part 1. What is happiness? Happiness is a complex and multifaceted experience that can be difficult to define. At its core, happiness is often described as a positive emotional state characterized by feelings of pleasure or contentment. When we experience happiness, we may feel a sense of joy, excitement, or satisfaction. It's a feeling of well-being that arises when we are able to experience positive emotions and avoid negative ones. However, happiness is not just an emotional state. It's also a way of being that encompasses our thoughts, actions, and attitudes. Happiness is a holistic experience that involves our physical, emotional, and spiritual well-being. It's not just about feeling good in the moment, but also about cultivating a sense of purpose and meaning in our lives. Happiness is often associated with a sense of fulfillment and satisfaction. When we are happy, we feel that our lives have value and that we are living up to our potential. This sense of purpose and meaning can help us navigate the challenges of life and find greater satisfaction and contentment in our daily experiences. Moreover, happiness is not just a temporary state of being, but it's also an ongoing journey. Cultivating happiness is a lifelong pursuit that requires ongoing effort and attention. It involves developing positive habits, practicing self-care, and focusing on the present moment. By adopting a mindset of happiness, we can cultivate greater joy, contentment, and well-being in our lives. Part 2. The science of happiness. Happiness may seem like a subjective experience, but there is actually a significant body of scientific research that has helped us understand what factors contribute to it. One of the most significant findings from this research is that genetics do play a role in our level of happiness. However, it's important to note that our genetics are not the only factor that determines our level of happiness. Environmental factors also play a crucial role in our happiness. One of the most important environmental factors that contributes to our happiness is social support. Having a strong support system of friends, family, and community can help us feel more connected and supported, which can lead to greater happiness. Another environmental factor that plays a role in our happiness is income. Studies have shown that there is a positive correlation between income and happiness, but only up to a certain point. After a certain threshold, money doesn't seem to have a significant impact on our level of happiness. Education is also an important environmental factor that can contribute to our happiness. Studies have found that people with higher levels of education tend to report higher levels of happiness. This may be because education can lead to greater opportunities and more fulfilling careers, which can contribute to greater satisfaction and happiness. Finally, our thoughts and behaviors play a significant role in our happiness. Cultivating positive habits, such as practicing gratitude, engaging in activities that bring us joy, and prioritizing self-care can help us feel happier on a daily basis. Additionally, focusing on positive thoughts and reframing negative thoughts can help us cultivate a more positive mindset, which can contribute to greater happiness. Overall, while our genetics may play a role in our level of happiness, environmental factors and our thoughts and behaviors are also significant contributors. By paying attention to these factors and making intentional choices to cultivate greater happiness, we can increase our sense of well-being and fulfillment. Part 3. How to cultivate happiness. Now that we've covered some of the factors that contribute to happiness, let's explore some specific strategies that can help us cultivate greater happiness in our lives. The first strategy is to practice gratitude. Taking time each day to reflect on the things we are grateful for can help shift our perspective and boost our mood. Gratitude journaling, for example, can be a simple yet effective way to incorporate gratitude into our daily routine. Another important strategy for cultivating happiness is to cultivate positive relationships. Surrounding ourselves with people who support and encourage us can increase our sense of happiness and well-being. This can involve spending time with friends and family, joining a community group, or even seeking out therapy or counseling if needed. Engaging in activities that bring us joy is also an important aspect of cultivating happiness. Whether it's a hobby, exercise, or spending time with loved ones, doing things that bring us pleasure can boost our happiness and overall sense of well-being. Prioritizing self-care is also essential for our happiness. This means taking care of our physical, emotional, and spiritual needs on a regular basis. This can involve activities such as getting enough sleep, eating a healthy diet, exercising regularly, and taking time for self-reflection and meditation. Finally, developing a growth mindset can help us cultivate greater happiness in our lives. Adopting a mindset that emphasizes learning and growth can help us approach challenges with resilience and optimism. By focusing on the opportunities for growth and learning that come with challenges, we can cultivate greater happiness and satisfaction in our lives. Incorporating these strategies into our daily lives can help us cultivate greater happiness, fulfillment, and well-being. While happiness is a lifelong pursuit that requires ongoing effort and attention, these strategies can help us make progress and find greater joy and satisfaction in our lives. Part 4. Common barriers to happiness. While there are many strategies for cultivating happiness, it's important to recognize that there are also common barriers that can prevent us from experiencing happiness. In this section, we'll explore some of these barriers and how to overcome them. One common barrier to happiness is negative self-talk. Our inner critic can be a significant obstacle to happiness. Learning to recognize and reframe negative thoughts can help us cultivate a more positive mindset. This can involve challenging negative self-talk with positive affirmations, practicing self-compassion, and seeking support from friends, family, or a mental health professional. Another barrier to happiness is comparison and envy. Focusing on what others have can lead to feelings of envy and dissatisfaction. Instead, we can focus on our own accomplishments and strengths. Practicing gratitude and mindfulness can also help us cultivate a more positive outlook and appreciate the good things in our own lives. Stress and burnout are also common barriers to happiness. Chronic stress and burnout can impact our mental and physical health, making it difficult to experience happiness. Prioritizing self-care and setting boundaries can help us manage stress and prevent burnout. This can involve activities such as getting enough sleep, practicing relaxation techniques, and engaging in activities that bring us joy and relaxation. Finally, trauma and mental health issues can make it difficult to experience happiness. Seeking professional help and support can be essential for managing these issues. This can involve therapy, medication, or other forms of treatment. By addressing these issues, we can begin to work towards greater happiness and well-being. While these barriers can be challenging, it's important to remember that they are not insurmountable. With awareness, self-compassion, and the right support, we can overcome these barriers and cultivate greater happiness and well-being in our lives. Part 5. Conclusion. Happiness is a complex and multifaceted experience. It's not something that can be achieved overnight, but rather a journey that requires ongoing effort and attention. By cultivating positive relationships, practicing self-care, and developing a growth mindset, we can increase our sense of happiness and well-being. Remember, happiness is not a destination, but rather a way of being. By focusing on the present moment and cultivating gratitude for the good things in our lives, we can experience more joy, contentment, and satisfaction. Thank you for watching, and I wish you all the happiness in the world.